Chasing Hockey, Blue Futon. We're going back in the box with The Brave One with Jodie Foster and Terrence Howard. Have I seen this movie? Yes, and I liked it when I saw it the first time in, I think 2007-ish. So we'll be our second time watching it. So I'm going to watch The Brave One and see if Jodie Foster is the reason why it's called The Brave One. So I just got done watching The Brave One. What it's about? Well, it has Jodie Foster in it as a radio DJ who doesn't really do DJ. She does like a podcast of talking about the sounds of New York and what she experiences. But during one night in New York, she and her fiance get brutally attacked. Her fiance dies. She survives. She's in like basically a coma for 3 weeks. And now she's trying to piece her life together after this incident. But she doesn't feel safe anymore. So she has to buy a gun. And she feels like she has to go on this vigilante rampage of revenge and moral high ground to just get rid of the bad people on this earth. But while doing it, she doesn't feel bad. Like she would think when she kills someone, her hand would shake, but it's not. And she's wondering, is something wrong with her? Because now she just wants to keep, I guess, killing in the name of good just because bad has happened to her. And of course, then you have Terrence Howard as the cop coming in, trying to figure out if it's actually her or is it a guy who's doing these vigilante kind of Spider-Man things, but instead of like catching them, they're killing them. So what I like about this movie is a very gritty revenge movie. I'm a sucker for revenge movies, so anything that has like a revenge in it of someone killing your family or, you know, a woman getting raped and then she takes revenge on her rapists or murderers, I always like, it always goes higher in my books just because I love that revenge aspect of saying, hell no, F you, I'm going to get what someone did to me and make it happen worse for them. I don't know. I'm just a sucker for that. But with this movie, it kind of puts it on its head of she does it, but she feels bad doing it, even though she can't stop doing it. It's one of those movies where I liked a little more before watching the special features. Why is that? Because during the special features, Jodie Foster says she starts going this Alice in Wonderland like spiral in the black hole when she buys the gun. I have to disagree with that. The spiral happens when she basically gets brutally beat up with a metal bar and her fiance is beat up in front of her. That's where the spiral happens because without that, you would never have bought the gun and you would always just be in the normal world. It's not when you bought the gun, it's the scenario that you were put into with these three basically gangbangers. That is where I actually saw this movie and I was like, does Hollywood or New York or LA know what's happening in the real world? I know I say real world because I think New York's the safest place in the world, but it's not. You have to read the newspaper and see that it is. I don't know why people think New York is the safest place in the world, as well as like California. Listening to these actors and producers and directors, I wonder if they actually know what the real world is like because they're so behind their rich mansions and their walls and their security guards that they don't understand what real people go through in real life of being in that scenario. So it's one of those things where the actual special features made me not like this movie more of what they were trying to portray, which I like what they portrayed and how the movie was made, but their message, what they think they're saying, I don't know if it matches what they're actually filming, but that's just me. So The Brave One, what's really good about the movie, I like the acting, I like the story, and I like how the movie is shot and the whole New York aspect of it. If it is actually the safest place in the world when a lot of criminals do not get caught for, you know, robbing people, assaulting people, and stuff like that. The bad movie, there are some pacing issues, and like I said, now actually watching special features, I don't know if what they're filming and what they think, if they're actually connecting like a puzzle. I don't know if they're actually connecting or what they think they're doing. So The Brave One will receive a 2.5 out of 5 Blue Futons, which equals at 50%. So let's see the critics and news scores gave this movie. So you have The Brave One, tomato meter of 43%, the audience score a 64%. Here's critic consensus. Magnetic by between Jodie Foster and Terrence Howard can't quite compensate for The Brave One's problematic, unconvincing, eye for an eye moral. I mean, I think I would disagree with that. I do think Terrence Howard shines this movie. I said this before, I prefer like Terrence Howard in Iron Man versus Don Cheadle. That's just my personal opinion. I'm more of a Terrence Howard person than Don Cheadle, hands down, any day of the week. I don't have a problem with the eye-to-eye morals because if she's been put in a situation over and over again like this, I understand why she did it. The first one, a guy was going to kill her. The second one, two guys on a subway was going to stab her with a knife. And then it's like, why not? These people are bad people that have rap sheets, and they're going to kill someone, or they already have, so why isn't it problematic eye for eye? But I think the problematic is the story and how they're filming and what the actual actors and some producers want to portray, and the puzzle, like I said, doesn't fit. So maybe the critic consensus is actually more in lines of what I'm saying, of how the puzzle just doesn't fit with this movie. So do you agree with my 50%? The critics 43, or the audience score 64. Chase Jack, the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this Blue Futon Utopia. You Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. And I can say this. I've never had a special feature actually diminish my score, because I was honestly going with a 60 or 70 with this, because I love that revenge aspect and how it was filmed, and how the camera work was more sideways. It wasn't symmetrical of how every time Jodie Foster walked, it was like she was going through, her head was never centered and focused. It was always wondering what to do next. And I like that part. But after listening to, it was Jodie Foster saying it. It's like, when she buys the gun, that's when shit goes downhill. No, it's when she got beat up, coma, fiance died. So that's where I'm like, is there different aspects of the world seeing different things, like New York versus Nebraska, California versus Alabama, North Dakota versus Florida, Alaska versus Hawaii? It's one of those things where if you live in those areas for so long, do you actually know what's happening in the real world? I don't know. Something to think about.